Hey guys, welcome to Tyson's Fitness Tips podcast. If you want to lose weight, increase your energy, improve your health and fitness, and look your best, then you have come to the right place. My name is Tyson Brown. I'm a personal trainer, and my job is to help you transform your body by sharing with you the most up-to-date information on health and fitness. I'm going to distill it all down for you into bite-sized actionable steps that you can take immediately to see results quickly. Now, every Tuesday and Thursday, you can expect a brand new episode, which will be a mixture of interviews with top experts from around the world in the fitness space, and as well as solo episodes from myself, sharing with you exactly what action steps you need to take to transform your health, your body, and your life. And that means you are going to get information from all different areas in regards to mindset, nutrition, fitness, things you wouldn't even think that are associated with your health and fitness, but are going to blow your mind. So let's get into the episode. Hey, before we get into the episode, I just want to let you know my brand new book, Ditch the Diet, has just come out and I'm giving away a couple of free copies. So if you want to go into the draw to win a free copy, all you have to do is share this podcast on your Instagram. All you have to do is click the share button, go to Instagram, put it in your stories, and then tag at Tyson the Trainer, and you'll go in the running. All winners will get the free copy of my book sent straight to your door, and I'm telling you, this book will be a game changer. So that's, once again, all you have to do is make sure that you take a screenshot, you share this, and you tag me on Instagram, and you will go into the running. All right, let's get into the episode. You've heard about intermittent fasting. You see me talk about it all the time. You know, it's getting everywhere, right? Intermittent fasting is becoming more and more popular. Let me just fix this up. And it's for a good reason. The reason is because it works. And I want to share with you a story about how I actually first got into intermittent fasting and why I'm such a big advocate of it. Like, you know, why do I teach it to my clients? Why do I tell people about it all on social media? Like, what is the big thing about intermittent fasting? And the reason for me being able to teach it so much is because it literally changed my life. Like, it took me from this little chubby overweight kid to a less chubby, leaner child, right? Big man child now. But like, seriously, being able to when I started growing up, I was never in shape, you know? Like, I like to play computer games, I like to eat crappy food, I like to hang out with my mates on the weekend and just sit around and drink alcohol and not really do much. And you know what happens when that happens? You know what happens? You gain weight, of course. There's only so much you can do before you start putting on weight and before you just feel like shit. And so around this time, I also started to notice girls. And I'm like, oh man, I really want to go pick up some girls. I've got to get a six-pack. That's what I've got to do. I've got to lose weight to get a six-pack because that's the way to get girls. And it was just like all of a sudden this switch went on my head. I'm like, I'm going to start training. I'm going to cut out drinking. I'm going to do all the good things that you're supposed to do. So I went and joined a gym, and of course, after you join a gym, what's the first thing you go and do as a guy? You go down to the supplement store. I went down there, I'm like, hey, look, I need some protein powder, I want to gain some muscle, I want to lose some fat, and the guy's like, I've got the perfect thing for you. And then he told me about a special diet too. So this special diet was a bodybuilding diet, which meant you eat strict, you eat chicken and broccoli with asparagus for lunch, you eat brown rice and steak for dinner, and for breakfast you eat plain oats, nothing else. I don't know why he gave me plain oats. I still can't figure that out. He told me to eat oats with nothing, like no protein powder, no nothing. So basically it was just carbs in the morning, steamed chicken and broccoli for lunchtime, and then for dinner was my either sweet potato and brown rice with some steak. I would weigh my food, I would track it every morning, I was eating multiple times a day, because then I had little snacks in between too. Gotta have a protein shake now, gotta have this protein bar. Like, he gave me all these things, right? And I was eating multiple times during the day. And you know what happens? I lost weight. I started losing weight, and I was like, yes, this is working. But you know what also happened? I developed an eating disorder. I started to obsess so much about food. I would weigh and track every food. If I had to go out with friends and family, I would start freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to know how many calories are in this? Or, you know, can I get steamed chicken breast? Like, I started living a bodybuilding mentality, and I did not look like a bodybuilder at all. I became so obsessed with food, and then because I would become so obsessed with eating clean all the time, you know what happens? Binge eating happened. There would be days where I would just go, like I just fucking couldn't control myself, and I would eat and eat and eat, and then I'd start gaining weight back again, and it was literally this yo-yo thing, boom, 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 like, and I hated it. I was like, what the fuck is going on? How am I supposed to be able to keep the body I achieve without binging? Like, how can I still what do I really have to give up the foods I love for the rest of my life? I've developed this like over-obsessive mentality. So I did the next best logical thing. I went on the bodybuilding.com forums, and I was going on them for ages, looking at different things, and then that's when a topic came up about intermittent fasting, and it flew in the face against everything. Like, this is back in 2010, right? So you've got to think about, like, in 2010, intermittent fasting was foreign to a lot of people. And I saw this approach, and I'm like, oh, really? Like, you just don't eat for a certain period of time? I was never really a breakfast guy, but I forced myself to have breakfast. So I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a go. And it was like peanut butter and jelly. Like, it just meshed so good. And I was able to finally develop a healthier relationship with food. Like, the problem wasn't when I wasn't eating, it was when I was eating. Like, when I started eating, it's like the floodgates opened, and that little inner fatty inside of me came back, and I just like started eating everything again. But when I started to just say, you know what, I only eat from this time to this time, it was so much easier to keep the weight off and to not feel hungry, to not have cravings, to not try and stop myself from eating, because I simply had the rules like, hey, I don't eat at this time. And it was so easy to stick to. And even though I started losing weight, the most important thing was I was able to keep it off because when I was following intermittent fasting, I still tracked my macros, I still tracked my calories, and then I realized it was really hard to get 2,000 calories from whole nutritious food. And so I got to have the foods I enjoyed, because I started learning about what foods are made up of. I could still have Halo Top ice cream. I could still have Nutella sandwiches. I could still have these things that I enjoyed, and I was able to lose weight and keep it off. And then that's when the switch happened. That's when the change, and I'm like, holy shit, this actually works. Like, I can eat the foods I enjoy. I don't have to obsess about eating every couple of hours. I don't have to dramatically always be focusing on food, and I can keep my weight off. Like, there was no more binging. The binging stopped. The obsessiveness stopped. I knew I could go out with my friends and family on the weekend because I was following intermittent fasting. And if that happened, like if I went out for breakfast, I'd just get a black coffee. But if we were going to go out to dinner or something, I just made my fast longer, then I'd be able to eat the foods I enjoyed and not give it up. And I was able to keep the weight off, and I've been able to keep it off, and like, it's been the most fulfilling part. So then recently I decided to try and bulk, right? And I told you before, I love food. So what happened is I bulked a little bit too much, and I started to get fluffy, and I'm like, you know what, I'm a trainer, I can't look like this, I've got to lose some weight. So then I turned back to intermittent fasting. I mean, I never gave it up, I just made the fasting shorter. So instead of doing 16 hours, I did 14 hours. Now what I decided to do was make it 18 hours to help me shred. So what I've been doing is I've been doing 18 hours non-eating and then 6 hours eating, and guess what? I've lost 16 pounds in the last 12 weeks. And I'm still on track to look really good for summer. And that was my goal. And all I had to do was make that small transition, change my calories a little bit, prolong my fast, and it's been so much more easier for me to be able to lose weight, as opposed to what I tried before about eating every couple of hours and stuff like that. And that's why I'm such a big advocate of it, because it's able to change my life. It's helped me get leaner now, again, and I'm like, there is no way I want to give this up. I'm more productive during the day. I don't think about food every couple of hours. It's literally one of the best things that's happened to me, and that's why I talk about it so much. That's why I share it. That's why I teach people about it. That's why I have free guides to download. It's because, like, until you experience it yourself, now it's not for everyone, but if you try it and it really works for you, like, that's magic, right? Being able to help you lose weight and keep it off, because you can restrict yourself from certain foods, but you can still have the foods you enjoy. You just say, you know what, I'm not going to eat for a certain amount of time. It's like, life is still okay. Like, learning that you can still drink alcohol, you can still have the food you love and all those other things, and you're like, I don't have to give this up. Fuck, it's so amazing. Because you see all this dedication. You gotta cut out all the food, you gotta want it bad enough. It's like, man, that is just bullshit. You wanna live your life, you wanna have a good life, you wanna like live normally, hang out with your friends and family, but still look good with your shirt off. Doesn't mean you have to separate those two things. You integrate them. And that's why intermittent fasting works. Because the best thing is, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle approach that works for you and your body. And all you have to do is set a certain amount of time where you don't eat and a certain amount of time where you do eat. and there's really not much more to it. So that's why it's been such a big game changer for me. It's constantly helped me lose weight. It's constantly helped me stay on track, like not ballooning back up and back down and back. Like, you know, I consciously tried to bulk before. It's not like all of a sudden I was off the intermittent fasting bandwagon and I started gaining weight, because there isn't on and off. It's just like you're always following it, and you just simply fit those foods that you enjoy into your diet while still having 80% whole nutritious foods. And it's what I do, it's what my clients do, and like you get results from it. So if you want to learn more about intermittent fasting, if you've never tried it before, or you're just not really sure about how to get started with it, I've got the perfect thing for you. I've actually got a free guide you can download. It's called the Intermittent Fasting Cheat Sheet. And basically it covers everything you need to know about intermittent fasting. How long you should do it for, how to track your macros, what to say to friends and family, if you're going to be fasting, you're going to be hanging around them. Like, basically it covers everything you need to know, because it's worked so well for me and I want you to get the same results I did. So that's why I want to give it to you away for free. No catch, no nothing. All you have to do is you go to tysonbrown.com.au/IF for intermittent fasting, and you can download it. Or even better, you can just click the link below and it'll send you straight there. So it's up to you. So if I'm able to lose 16 pounds by following intermittent fasting, and I had a client who followed it last week who lost 5 kilos in the first week by following intermittent fasting, what do you have to lose? Nothing. That's what. You're able to still enjoy the food you love. You're able to still get focused, get things done, and look good with your shirt off on the beach, because that's the most important thing, right? We still want to be able to look good with that shirt off on the beach, and you can do that with intermittent fasting. So get your free guide, click on the link below, download it, let me know what you think. If you love it. Hey guys, thanks so much for listening to the episode. I really appreciate it. Now, before you go, can you please do me one favor and go to the iTunes review and leave me a 5-star rating? That way it's going to help me reach more people with their health and fitness. And if you do that, whoever leaves a 5-star rating, I'll give you a free copy of my digital book. So all you have to do is just go get a 5-star, screenshot it, send it to me via Instagram at Tyson the Trainer, and you'll get a free copy of my digital book. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you next time.